Don't let people play you. Like
Absolutely.
everybody has a gift. Everybody has something where they can show that it's just like, this is me. And I think everybody needs to be proud of themselves, proud of whatever that is.
Welcome to Lalila Luna TV. I'm Jazmin Kylene, and we are here backstage at the Stars MVP 20th Anniversary Benefit Concert. And I'm here with award-winning choreographer Chris Grant. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so excited to see you perform today because I feel like it's going to be like something spectacular. Yeah.
I hope so. No, I'm just, here to just share the love and the energy and just share my gifts, I love to perform and entertain, and South Florida Fair, I've been doing it for a while. It's like a full circle. I'm 31, so after everything I've accomplished, to come back and to do it again with my music and with some other stuff, it's amazing, I feel like I'm giving back a little bit, and it's reflecting for me. It's great for my mind.
Yeah, like as you evolve as an artist, to come back here, like a different space is probably...
As not only an artist, just a person, as a human being, as a man now, I was a kid when I was in the South Florida Fair. I was doing all these Michael Jackson impersonations, and I would win some of the competitions, and, I was pretty close with Maggie. It was really fun, it was my way of actually perfecting and learning and trying to groom myself before I got to the professional place.
Of course. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Now, Wristwatch and In the Gray, I have to talk about them. They're so good. And I know you worked with Elijah Blake on them, right? Can you tell me a bit about that process?
Oh my gosh. So Elijah Blake, he's my brother. So we grew up together. He's actually from here as well, from Florida. And we've always just had each other's back, like dancing. I love to dance and choreograph certain things, and we just kind of played off of each other. He was the singer, the songwriter. He could dance too, but we just kind of just helped each other. And I told him, I was like, bro, like, after you do your thing with your music and stuff, like, please help me out when you have a chance, and he did. He literally came and we sat down and we talked about everything I was going through in my life and how I felt, and I just wanted to put it into my music and express it through movement and this whole thing. And he really was able to bring it out, songwriting, because I do a little writing myself, is so vulnerable, you know what I mean? And the way he just was able to connect and bring things forward that happened in my life that we talked about through conversation was amazing. Wristwatch is just fun, energetic, and a vibe taking over, just taking back of just you. What do you want to do? Like, what's, own up to you. It's just, don't let people play you, like everybody has a gift. Everybody has something where they can show that it's just like, this is me. And I think everybody needs to be proud of themselves, proud of whatever that is, So I think that's what Wristwatch is. Yeah. And then In the Gray is more soft and more just, don't leave me so, how you say it, like lonesome, I feel like in my career, a lot of jobs, a lot of meeting different people and everything, you still find yourself lonely, especially when you don't have your priorities straight, when you're constantly giving, and nobody is, I don't want to say nobody, but you're just not getting them out of what you're giving back. So I think In the Gray is just one of those things, like, don't just leave me in this place where I feel like I'm slugging and I'm just like, oh man, so it's more emotional.
Yeah, and you can tell it's authentic to your experience for sure. So that's good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I read somewhere that you aspire to work with Pharrell Williams, who he's one of like my idols as well. So what is it about him that makes you want to work with him?
Oh, it's he's just so cool. He's so cool. His style.
He's not human.
His sound is so amazing with him and the Neptunes. It's just I love everything. It's the feeling. I love that it don't always sound the same, and it's his vibe, but it's like it's different, and I don't know, it's a brightness to his music that I love, I love all types of music, but when you give me some strings or something bright that where you can just show the musical pattern, or it's just amazing to me, and I just really respect him when it comes to that. Yeah.
It's tangible for sure. Now, you dominated the dance world, obviously. How have you experienced transitioning into the music world? Because I know you've probably always been connected to music, but now that it's more before time.
I think now it's just like, with the transitioning thing, it's really just being so true to myself and just being like, you know, this is me, you know, take it or love it. I mean, take it or leave it, you know. I love it because I'm going to try to make you love it regardless, you know. But yeah, I think it's just one of those things, confidence in being comfortable in your own skin. Keep being comfortable with your voice. For a long time, I wasn't comfortable with my voice because, you know, I've gotten beaten down so much about it. You know, people wanted me to stay a choreographer. People wanted me to stay a dancer. And it's like, dang, nobody even gave me a chance to give me some lessons, to give me a few months to work on some things. And I actually finally did that for myself. And it's so rewarding. And I feel like now I have another 10 years to go with that, you know, going in this path, you know, just to see what's going on. And I'm not going to not stop choreographing and all that. Like, I'm going to do it, you know. That's part of a way to make money too, you know. It's just fun. I love to dance, you know. But at the same time, I think it's very important for me and for everyone to just do what they love without thinking about what everybody else has to say, you know. So
100%. Don't feel stifled. Being 31, was that a journey for you to get to that point?
Yes. So my life has been very, very crazy because I have been on many tours. So when you're on tour, you're literally not home. You're not whatever. It's just like you're pushed here, pulled there. You gotta do this. You just gotta suck it up, and it's just kind of tough. Nobody really knows how hard being on the road is, and I think that's what kind of pushed me to the limit. Because I'm like, okay, I'm on the road, but at the same time, it's not like I'm performing and I'm doing the stuff, you know? So it's like, it's great because at the same time, I get to feed and give dancers and artists, you know, the dance or the feeling or whatever the case is and make sure they're good. But at the same time, it's like nobody's really, it's like I'm dying inside because it's like, you know? And I'm just waiting around doing this. So the time I'm able to really give is in rehearsal, you know what I mean, or on their stage, or because I do standing work too. So standing work is kind of like I learn the whole artist show, and we go back and forth, and I make sure the artist is comfortable. But I learn everything they do, you know what I mean, just to that, you know. So it's just maybe over time, you know, things. It's just funny how God works, you know. You have to have the experience, and this generation needs to learn that too. It's just like, I love social media. I love the energy and how everybody go out there and do things. And I'm not saying I know it all, but it's just experience. You know what I mean? You know, you got to do the work. You know, a lot of people don't know what that means, you know, until you actually experience the work. And you got to talk to the people who've done it before you. You know, we can hopefully we all can pull together and come together, you know.
I think social media has kind of given us a sort of a customization to instant gratification. And so when you play all the roles from the beginning to the end, I think it shows in your work for sure.
Good. I mean, that's definitely my goal. You know, like I do want them to see some type of improvement or some type of something.
100%. Now, of course, I have to mention Beyonce. You've worked with her for over 10 years. How has her, I guess, just her transition from where she was 10 years ago, how has it affected how you choreographed for her? Because I think as she evolved as an artist, with her, right?
Yeah, I just feel like I love her because she always pushes me to the limit. When Michael passed, I was very didn't know what to do, right? And then Frank Gatson and Beyonce kind of just took me under their wing, and I was just, you know what, I'm gonna do this, because I was very, very hurt and just didn't know what to do. Because think about it, when you're a kid, 2 years old, your ultimate dream, your only dream is to meet Michael Jackson, get on the stage and everything. And to you, he's like up here, and you get up there, and then something like tragic happens. It's like, wow, you know, what is God trying to tell me, or what is life? What is that? So I was just going through a lot, and I think the gift of me just studying him, and the gift of me just wanting to, I don't know, finish this thing that never got to be finished, because it was never really finished. We finished the tour, but we never got to do it. So it's like my life has always been like that with a lot of different things. And I think in performance and stuff, going back and forth, what me and B have in common, what we bounce off of when we are creating, and it's not only me, there's other choreographers and other dancers that may come and try to, not try, but, you know, give a hand. It's like a workshop thing. I don't know if you know, like a dance workshop where different choreographers or different dancers, we go in there and vibe and we show different things, and B is sometimes piecing everything together or whatever the case is. But it's a feeling that a lot of people don't really get and recognize, and we were able to bounce off feeling, you know what I mean, like what feels good, what feels right, this is this. And B is Beyonce. She's a beast because she's some type of way, she knows how to look at something and become it. You know what I mean? Like look at something, understand it, and find her way within it. A lot of people don't get that and understand that, you know? So for me, with my choreography, I was amazed. And I was like, oh, okay, I could adapt this to myself. You know what I mean? But be true to myself within trying to create this monster with her. Because people don't understand it's a lot of work trying to not please people, but just to give it your all without, because think about it, life, everybody's going to compare you, right? It's just how much you give it, like how much you go for it. It's like the believer, the energy. And I think that's all it is with us. It's just like, okay, do you feel it? Do you believe it? What's the point? Like, is there a story? You know what I mean? It's just, everything got to make sense. Sometimes people just do things and expect other people to get it. Yeah. But it's like, how? When you didn't even set it up, you didn't explain. There's no structure. There's no... You know, so I think that's just how she really helped me. It's like, okay, take a moment and really think and figure it out, you know? So I literally apply that to everything I do, not just performances, just everything. Does it make sense to me? Does it feel right to me? Are they going to get it? Is this the right message I want to put out? You know, and I think that's pretty much it.
And that's why it's evolved so organically, though, because it's always been something that's authentic. Absolutely.
I feel like, too, you can always be inspired by different things and do whatever, but it's like, okay, how you going to flip it? You know, that's the fun part. You know,
100%,
so
yeah, you said that on stage and it really stuck with me because I think, you know, there is a fine line in between, you know, like when you're still being authentic to yourself and when you are being inspired. But it's like if you're putting in the version of yourself that you want to be in whatever it is that you're being inspired by, it's still you. You know what I'm saying?
And the crazy thing is you can't tell somebody what they feel.
Right, exactly.
That's what a lot of people don't understand. Like somebody can honestly feel something and you may not see it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's your responsibility as a dancer, performer, or whatever, to get that across. Yeah. That's what an entertainer is. Oh, you don't believe me? I'm gonna show you. Right. That's the type of thing. It's like sports, you know. So.
Now when you're making something like Everybody Mad, which I memorized, obviously, as a high member, did you know that was going to be viral? Like, is there something when you're making something?
What people don't know about that whole Everybody Mad is that we had time with it, okay? Yeah. We definitely had time with it. And then also, this move, you know, thank God I was able to come. It was inspired by... just a long time ago, like I was in New York. It was me, Danae, and Amanda, and we were just playing around with different things, and they were doing something similar, but it was very hip hop. Yeah. And what I do is I don't want to say attack, but I have this thing of when I perform, I snap, and it's very similar to Michael because I just feel like nobody really does that anymore, and it's like that was like the you know. So I just put those two together, you know, and we were just able to just go and figure it out. But that dance, we were doing that on the run, the first On the Run. We were doing that. I think we did it in Made in America, so it grew. And then when Coachella happened, more viewers, you know, more. It was just more out there. People just ran with it. It was like, you know, and then her delivery, it became her. That's hers. You know what I mean? 100%. And I don't know. It's just it was just a message. It was something that, and she picked the song "Getting to the Money" because people, you know, it's just like I've been doing my thing. So it was fun. It was just so, and I feel like everybody can relate. That's why it did so well. Everybody's trying to get to this money. Everybody gets her frustration. Yeah. Everybody, you know, it's just, it's a kind of like a story. So
it's so iconic. I love it. Like, you don't know how iconic it is. Like, my friends and I will do that party.
We switched that dance up a few times. Yeah. We have a few versions. So the one that actually made it at the end, I remember she was sitting in front of us and she was like, change that. No, do that. Okay, maybe that. Okay. She'll be like, But it's all good. It's all fun, and just pushing us to be the best that we can be, and the choreography, everything. Totally. We were pushed to the limit, but it was good.
It was worth it, though. Yeah, I mean, your choreography has something that's just so special about it. Like, even in the breakdown during wristwatch, like, just that whole thing is so unique to you that a lot of choreographies, I think now, they kind of just blend. But, you know.
And that's what I'm trying to do is, like, with my music. Like, it's clear to me what I want to do. Right. I want to make sure everything has a signature. I want to make sure everybody feels what I feel. You know, it's just like, it just makes sense. Like a light bulb literally went off in my head. I do it for everybody else. Why not do it for myself? Yeah,
absolutely. Do you think that's what differentiates an artist from a performer? I would say, like having that thing that can't really be replicated.
No, I wouldn't say that, because there's all types of artists and there's all types of performers, you know. And I don't want to say whatever floats your boat, but I just feel like there's always a professionalism. There's always the hard work behind. There's always, you know, the leading up to it. There's always the downfall. There's a lot of different things, but it's just at the end of the day, it's like, what do you want to do? You know what I mean? Like, what type of artist, what type of dancer, what type of thing? It's all about who you are first, you know, leading with that. And some people are out here putting themselves out there and they don't know who they are. So how are you supposed to influence or get people in the audience to feel you when you don't even feel it and you're not even confident and you don't even know what you're doing? But you want everybody to praise you. You want all the love. You want all the accolades. You want all this, but you are not doing the work. So that's just where I'm at.
We could all learn something from that. I'm about to go home and let that marinate. Last few questions, though, I do want to ask is that B is very much known for her insane work ethic. Do you think that there is a fine line between having a really vigorous work ethic and then maybe over burning yourself out or overextending yourself out?
I've literally just recently done that, actually, burning myself out. And I can't talk for anybody else, but it does happen a lot. But from my experience, it's just one of those things where you can't just be a yes man all the time. I was taught when I was younger, which I get it, to do everything. Say yes to everything. Why not? Make the best of everything. And I still kind of believe that. But at the same time, when you're depleted and you have nothing else to give, or you're giving out and nothing is coming back in, so that way you can continue to give in a way that you're not harming yourself, it's a problem, you know. So you just have to, what I'm going through is just trying to make sure I'm good no matter what, you know. And I think people really got to understand that, and the social media, being in the phones all the time, is just robbing that from people, and they don't even notice. They don't even realize that their life is just passing them by because they're on the phone all day trying to do this or trying to post something, but they're not putting in the work. I understand if you're gonna do it and put in the work, like set a time, put the phone away for a second, but like set an hour, strategize everything, structure it. People don't take the time, you know, to do that.
Put yourself first. There's a weird stigma around being selfish, but I think a little amount of it is.
I was always a person that, like, I was over, like, I would say, like, don't be selfish. Like, I used to hate selfish people. Like, oh, you're so selfish. But I get it now. I get it now, though. You know what I mean? And so it's like, it's a balance. Sometimes people take, you know, some things you say wrong, or they may take it as like, oh, you don't want to do this for me, or you don't, but it's not that. It's like, I just can't right now. You know, I will, you know what I mean? Or I could in the future, or maybe it may happen, but right now, this second, it's okay for somebody to say no, or maybe next time, or, you know what I mean? It's okay to say that for yourself, you know? And I literally just learned that. And your life is going to be so much better because it's like you're making the choices, not everybody around you. Like you and God, or you and whatever is your spiritual connection is making that choice. Yeah.
You drop in gems. So last but not least, what's next for you? What can we expect from you?
A lot more music and performances, which I'm very, very excited about. I don't want TV shows. I can't say names and stuff because I can't until But I'm super excited. And this year is going to be more so about me in the forefront, which is amazing. It's something I've always wanted, and for it to be 2020 and people actually, like, what you got going on, or just trying to see what's up is amazing. I just appreciate that.
Totally, absolutely. I'm so excited to see all the things that you do. Thank you so much for sitting down with me. You're so talented. Nice. Oh my God, of course. Throwing up. No worries at all. Thank you, and I will see you guys next time.